you want me to chime in?
Yeah, sure. I haven't prepared anything. I just thought it would be nice to tell the story. About 10 or 12 years ago, I'd written a bestseller on marketing, and the reason I wrote that book was because I wanted to be able to give the benefit of my experience to as many people as I could. Prior to doing that, I'd written a bunch of different articles for different publications. I wrote a weekly marketing tips column for the Globe and Mail ROB. I wrote 43 weekly columns for them. So I was getting my stuff out there. And I had this idea that maybe there was a way to get more stuff out to more people. And this is really a story about patience and persistence, okay? And that hopefully achieving success at the end of it. So I went through a long process of trying to figure out what to do. I had a company called Soho Marketing. You may have heard of it, I don't know, but I'm the guy who was Soho Marketing like 20 years ago. And I met with people that were franchise experts, and we talked about that. And that was the beginning of business plan after business plan after business plan, and trying to figure out what was going to happen and how I was going to get my information out to the marketplace. So the first thought was, could I in fact franchise this thing called Soho Marketing? And you know, it was a good idea, but it evolved and evolved. And as I said, business plan after business plan, investor after investor, until I finally realized after several years that nobody was going to give me millions of dollars to test out my concept. It just made actually no sense. So I started to listen to people that had advised me in various places, people that I respected, people that were very successful serial entrepreneurs. And they all basically said the same thing. Go and get, started. Bootstrap what it is that you're going to do. And my whole concept was based around a physical place where we could, do our work. And there's a lot of reasons behind that, which I won't go into now. But the premise was having a physical space. So I listened to what people said, and some people have been working with me, and there's still some of them still working with me now. They helped me to bring in some clients. We put some money together, and lo and behold, we ended up renting the space, I guess last November 1st. This is the space that we rented. Is it the ideal circumstance? Not necessarily, but it's what one would call a starter location. So we're talking 10, 12 years of persistence in order to get to this thing that, that we started, I guess, last November in this real space. What has transpired since November is that we've tried a bunch of different things. We have discovered, some things that work, some things that don't work. We have found that when you go to the marketplace and talk about things that you want to do, there is a whole different reception from people when you've actually put your money where your mouth is, and you've actually created, something, the beginning of what you said you wanted to do. So instead of just having lots of conversation, hey, you actually did something. And things, some things worked out better than I thought, some things didn't work out the way I thought they would. It's been an incredible learning experience, and I guess one of the statements that I've adopted as we've been going through this process is what I like to refer to as when somebody says, well, how are you going to do that? My answer is very simple. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And, it's interesting because I've been using that for, 8 months, a year or so, and it's been working. I just have enough confidence in myself that I know that I will somehow figure it out. Either I know somebody who can tell me how to do it, or we'll do it through trial and error, or it'll be through dumb luck, but somehow we will figure it out, and there will be another challenge, and another challenge, and another challenge, and it doesn't matter, because, we have the confidence that we have the ability to accomplish those challenges and to get to where we want to get to. Everything works out right. By the fall, we'll be in a brand new location, a little more business-like location, and we will dispense with the starter location, and we will now all of a sudden be moving on with the evolution of what we're doing. We have folks that are interested because our plan is to open up 100 locations in the next 3 years. We have people that are interested now. in some of the spaces, some of the regions that we're talking about. So, you know, things are happening, people are coming to the table, people are interested in what we're doing, and I like to look at this as, you know, when you went camping when you were a kid, and you took some twigs and some stuff and you put it together and you had this little pile and you lit a match to it and you did this, and all of a sudden it just started to come up as a flame and started to come up and could potentially become a bonfire. That's what we're doing with Warren BDC. Right now we're just putting the twigs together and blowing on it, and what we hope will happen will be this giant bonfire.